Hello and welcome to another video from Psychology Sorted. This time, your number 8 lesson starter for the cognitive approach is going to be looking at one of the higher level extension questions, the influence of technologies on one or more cognitive processes. To introduce this, we're going to do an activity. So first of all, a lot of you will need a mobile phone for this. So make sure you've got your mobile phone with you. And then number everyone in the class as 1 or 2 or 3. Group 1 members switch off their phones and put them away. So you were the section of the class that didn't actually need your phones. So switch them off, please, put them away. Every person in the number 2 group should pair with someone in the number 3 group and get their phone number. Write it down or put it in your phone. Make sure you've got it easily available. Easy if you pair with someone whose phone number you've already got, but as long as you've got their phone number, that's fine. Then sit down in your groups, a little bit away from each other. Group 2 and Group 3 members have your phones on the table in front of you and switched on. Okay, so they can be on silent or be on reduced volume, but they do need to be on face up on the table in front of you. Group 2 now write a short sentence of no more than 10 words on a piece of paper. Don't show anybody, but keep it where you can see it. Okay, or keep it where you can get hold of it as soon as you need it. You are all now going to take a short test. So make sure you can see the screen or the whiteboard and that you have a pen and paper ready. So, are you ready? This needs to be done in silence as much as possible. First of all, watch the video at this link. So you will need to pause this video now and go to the link that I've given you there. You won't be able to click on it in a YouTube film, unfortunately. You'll have to type it in and then show that on the whiteboard. I'm sure your teacher can help you do that, and watch the video. As the memory test in the video begins, which is 35 seconds into the video, Group 2 members need to write the short message you prepared, the 10-word message or short message you prepared, into your phone and text it to your Group 3 partner whose number you have. Group 3 members, you'll hear the text come in, open it and read it, but do not reply to it. Meanwhile, Group 1 will have been watching the video. All of you continue to watch the video and complete the 7 questions at the end. The video is only a couple of minutes long. All right, then you add up the scores and you see how you did. We're going to take the mean score out of 7 for each group. So maybe Group 1 got 5 or 6 out of 7, or 5.4 was the mean score, or 4.3. Fill in the table so you can see which mean score you got. Put it up on the board, somewhere in the room, so you can all see it and compare it. Now, this is what we would expect to happen. We would expect Group 1 with no interruptions to do best. We would expect Group 2 to do worst, and Group 3 to score somewhere in between on the memory test. Now, a good start to this lesson would be for you to think, why would we expect that? Try and think why we would expect that, and then, was that what actually happened in your class? Was this expectation supported by the results of your study? This little experiment is based on an original study by Rosen et al. 2011, and there are details of it on our Psychology Sorted blog at this link. Finally, This was preparing you to be able to answer, using Rosen et al.'s study, discuss the positive and or negative influence of technologies on one or more cognitive processes. The cognitive process we looked at in this little experiment was memory. When you've read Rosen's experiment and the summary of it on the Psychology Sorted blog, you'll see what a useful experiment it is. It had interesting findings. It did find that the texting did act as a distraction to a certain extent, but the difference wasn't necessarily significant between all of the groups. They did a slightly more complex experiment than you did. So you can use Rosen to argue the negative influence. You can also use Rosen to argue that the negative influence is not as bad as it might seem. Also, if you get a straightforward question like this, definitely you can use Rosen. The one you would be stretched to use Rosen for is this one, and this is the one we will look at in the next video. Here is the reference for Rosen, and here is the reference in Psychology Sorted Book 1, where we have a careful, detailed summary of the Rosen study. And if you liked this, I'm sure you'll like our blog and our textbooks. See you next time. Bye.